Most people walk through life holding an empty cup, begging for it to be filled. Filled with money, filled with opportunity, filled with luck. And they wonder why their cup always remains empty. Today, we are going to learn a truth that ancient Stoics and modern billionaires all agree on. The world does not respond to your need. It responds to your value. In the shadows of a bustling financial district, there lived a man named Elias. He wasn't old, but his eyes were tired, clouded by years of resentment. He spent his days sitting on cold granite steps, watching the world rush by in expensive suits. Elias had mastered the art of looking pitiful. He knew that if he slumped his shoulders just right, people would drop a coin in his cup just to ease their own guilt. He existed, but he did not live. One morning, a black luxury car pulled up. Out stepped Mr. Sterling, a legendary investor known for building empires from the ground up. Elias saw his chance. He scrambled to his feet, shuffling toward the tycoon with his hand outstretched. "Please, sir," Elias mumbled, his voice raspy. "I haven't eaten in days. Just a few dollars could change my whole week." Mr. Sterling stopped. He didn't look through Elias. He looked right into him. He pulled a heavy gold coin from his pocket, showed it to Elias, and then closed his fist tightly around it. "I have the power to feed you for a month right here," Sterling said calmly, his voice steady. "But I am a businessman. Every dollar I let go of is an investment. If I give this to you, what am I buying?" "What are you selling, Elias?" Elias was stunned. Anger flared in his chest, hot and sharp. "Selling? Look at me. I have nothing. I sleep in an alley. How can you ask a man with nothing what he has to sell?" Sterling simply shook his head. "That is why you are here. Not because you have nothing, but because you believe you have nothing. The universe does not reward the needy. It rewards the useful. Come back to me when you are a merchant, not a beggar." With that, Sterling walked away, leaving Elias trembling with a rage he hadn't felt in years. A merchant? With what capital? With what goods? That night Elias couldn't sleep. The words echoed in his mind over and over. The universe rewards the useful. He looked around his alley. Trash. Debris. And then he saw it. A stack of discarded cardboard and some stray charcoal from an old fire pit. Elias suddenly remembered he had one thing left: his handwriting. It was the only thing he was ever praised for as a child. He picked up a flat piece of cardboard and, using the charcoal, wrote a single sentence in beautiful, sweeping script. "The storm will pass, and you will remain." The next morning was different. Instead of holding out his cup, he stood up tall. He didn't ask for money. He held out the cardboard sign to a woman rushing to work, her face etched with stress. She stopped, read the words, and her shoulders visibly dropped. A small, genuine smile touched her lips. She reached into her purse and handed him a $5 bill. "Thank you," she said, her voice soft. "I really needed that today." Elias was thunderstruck. He hadn't begged. He had traded. He had traded a moment of hope for currency. He had provided value. From that day on, everything changed for Elias. He scavenged for better paper, for smoother pieces of wood, for anything he could write on. He wrote quotes, bits of wisdom, and powerful affirmations. He stopped hunching his shoulders. He looked people in the eye. He wasn't a beggar anymore. He was a vendor of perspective. People didn't give him charity. They paid him for the value he was creating in their day. 6 months later, Elias stood behind a small, clean kiosk in the train station. He wore a simple, thrifted suit that was neatly pressed. Mr. Sterling happened to walk by, paused, and locked eyes with him. There was a flicker of recognition, then surprise. Elias stepped out from behind his kiosk and extended his hand, not to beg, but to shake. "Mr. Sterling," Elias said, his voice now strong and clear, "you asked me what I was selling. Well, I sell the one thing you can't buy on the stock market. I sell belief." Sterling smiled, a genuine warmth spreading across his face. "I was right not to give you that coin, wasn't I?" "You gave me something worth infinitely more," Elias replied. "You taught me that I am the architect of my own value. This story is a mirror. We all have a beggar inside us, the part that waits, that complains, that feels entitled to a handout. And we all have a merchant inside us, the creator, the innovator, who can take raw potential and turn it into a valuable service. The fundamental law of life is the law of exchange. If you want more money, you must deliver more value. If you want more success, you have to solve bigger problems. You cannot stand at the station of life with your hand out, waiting for a train that only picks up passengers who have already bought a ticket. And the price of that ticket is your effort, your creativity, your value. So ask yourself today, are you walking into the world asking, what can I get? Or are you asking, what can I give? The moment you switch that question, the walls that you think are boxing you in will suddenly turn into doors. You have gold in your mind. You have unique talents and perspectives. Dig them up, polish them, and then offer them to the world. If this message sparked a fire in you, subscribe to the channel right now. We are building a community of people who refuse to settle, who choose to create. Go down to the comments and write this declaration. I am a creator of value. Let that be your first powerful step on this new path. Your future is not a lottery ticket. It is a ledger. Make sure your side of that ledger is overflowing with value. Until next time, keep building.